We move on to react to Angel Correa's late winner as Atletico Madrid stun PSG. Wow, definition of a smash and grab, definition of a goal against the run of play. Oh my goodness. So PSG early lead by Zaire Emery take advantage of a bad mistake by Longley trying to play out, gets caught on the ball. I believe Dembele is the one that ended up turning him over, plays in a nice little ball to Zaire Emery, lovely little chip over to Oblak, 1-0 Atletico Madrid. Speaking of Oblak, we'll discuss him a little bit later. Equalizing goal comes really shortly after, out of nowhere really, because Atletico Madrid didn't create much up to this point. Didn't really create much the entire game. But Nahuel Molina been at the right place at the right time, taking advantage of some deflections and bad defending. Ball gets into his path. Really good finish, by the way, smashing it into the far post on a half volley of sorts. Really great finish by him to make it 1-1. Then, PSG, they bombarded the goal. They had a lot of opportunities. Hakimi had a few opportunities to maybe play someone in, maybe get a better strike on goal. They look like the main protagonists. They had 22 shots of the game, despite Atletico Madrid 9 shots on target for PSG, 3 shots on target for Atletico Madrid. It was all dumb, especially in that second half. If anyone was going to get the winner, it was dumb. Hakimi has a really good opportunity again. Ends up drawing a corner kick. You're thinking, okay, this is PSG. Literally the final kick of the game with 92 minutes on. You only have 3 minutes of stoppage time. You're about 2 minutes into the stoppage time. PSG, they're putting a lot of guys forward for this corner kick, trying to win it at the end. And Oblak is able to get on the end of it, and as soon as Oblak gets on the end of it, I'm thinking he's going down. Atletico Madrid are going to survive in this one. He's going to go down to the ground. He's going to send all the players forward, boot it forward, full-time whistle. That's what I'm thinking. Instead, he grabs the ball and he notices, in a split-second moment, he notices, there's a chance at the counter. PSG put all their guys forward. So he quickly runs to the edge of the box. He flings a throw to Griezmann. And you have some Atletico players making some runs going forward. Griezmann plays a long diagonal ball into Correa. Correa is able to control it. Correa is driving with the ball on the edge of the box. He actually had a few opportunities to play the ball into the back post for, I believe it was Lino. Probably was on the back post, someone of that sort. He decides to cut onto his left foot, take a shot at a goal. Donnarumma couldn't save it, and out of absolutely nowhere, Atletico Madrid get that late winner. 3 points for Atletico Madrid, and PSG suffer a horrible, horrible, gut-wrenching loss. Obviously, if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, you can't put into words how big of the result this is. You're currently sitting on 3 points after 3 games, and, a draw in this one doesn't do much for you going forward. You need to start racking up wins. So, obviously, for Atletico Madrid, a huge win. As far as PSG, big loss for PSG, because this puts them now only on 4 points after the first 4 games, which right now they're sitting in 25th, which is outside the zone that qualifies for the knockout stages. Or that qualifies for the playoff in January to reach the round of 16. They're not even in that position. Right now, they'd be out of the Champions League if it ended today. And it's been rough. And if you look at PSG so far in the Champions League, they're pretty lucky to have the points that they had. Their one win came against Girona in a game in which they really lacked cutting edge, really lacked that final ball, really lacked that quality, and that in the devastating ability in the attack. And they relied on a own goal from Gazaniga, who essentially allowed the ball to go in between his hands into the goal. And that's how PSG have gotten their only victory so far this Champions League. They're pretty lucky to even be sitting on 4 points from the first 4 games, and it's something that it's an issue with this PSG team, because now you're sitting on 4 points and you have Bayern to come up with, Bayern away, which is never easy. They still have to play Manchester City in this Champions League as well. PSG could be in serious doubt, because you having to play Bayern and PSG already. Your other 2 games are against Salzburg and Stuttgart, which is not the worst games in the world. But Bayern and Man City, with the way PSG has been playing so far in this Champions League, why do you expect them to get anything from any of those 2 games? How can we expect that of them? And they're going to need to get a result in those games because, well, as I said, they're sitting 25th right now. And with this new Champions League format, 25th is not good enough. But again, there's really no format in which 25th is good enough to say the least. And yeah, they need to fix their issues. As far as Atletico Madrid, they survived. They've had a pretty rough last couple of games as well themselves in the Champions League. They suffered that bad loss against they suffered that bad loss to Lille, but they also had another really bad loss to Benfica. And their last 2 games before this one, they've been combined for 7 goals for the opposition to only 1 for Atletico Madrid. So the way that they bounced back here was really good. But again, talk about the same issues with Diego Simeone. This time it was Alvarez and Griezmann. Can we get some cohesiveness? Can we get some consistency in terms of the lineup choices? It changes every single time. And I sound like a broken record because I keep saying the same thing over and over again. And, this weekend against Las Palmas, we saw Griezmann and Alvarez. This time around, we saw Griezmann and Alvarez yet again. Look, if that's what you want to go, if it is Griezmann and Alvarez, and then you want to play that four in defense and then the 4 block in midfield, no problem by me. Just be consistent in it so these players can have a little bit of cohesion and allow their chemistry to improve. But yeah,